All right, Hootie, we're gonna learn something today. Shout the cock out, folks. Shout it out. All right, today, Hootie is gonna learn something today, and I'm going to learn something today, and you're going to learn something today, and we're all gonna learn something. I don't know what it is. Yeah, dude. All right, so Hootie, since you already been introduced, can I get you to move over here? Huh? You gotta move, bro. I really need you to move. All right, get over there. That way you're still in the camera. You see? Y'all still see Hootie? Okay, great. All right, so today we're going to learn how to string a bass up. Well, I call it maintenance for my instruments, but we're gonna say let's learn how to string a bass up properly. If you got the tools, and what I mean by the tools, I mean by this. All right, so this bass is really cool. This is my '76 Music Man Stingray. If you do this, you can hear that the strings are still fresh. What I want to do, I want to change my strings, but I want to put on some flat wounds. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to put the flat wounds on. I'm putting the flat wounds on because, well, it's cool in here enough for me to do this video. All right, so I'm going to cut this off. Because you're a bit nosy. And noisy. All right, so look. All right, so back in the day when this bass was actually brought forth, Louis Johnson was the not the creator, but he was the first one to introduce this bass. When he introduced this bass, in case a lot of people don't know, he was using flat wounds. And for him to be thumping so hard to break a flat wound, that's some serious thumping. Could he thumped on this bass? I would have had a slight issue. I'd have loved him to play it, but I'll probably been like, eat! Every time he go, pat, 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 pat. I was like, yeah. Okay. Anyway, long story short, today I'm gonna show you the tools you need to actually change the strings on your bass. A lot of people are like, you only need just a pair of clippers or something to cut the strings. Yeah. But I'm gonna show you what I do when I change my strings on my bass. Are you gonna do the same thing? I don't know. But to let you know, this is how we're gonna get started. All right, the first thing I do is I check the strings that's on it. I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so I'm gonna be coming through my SWR LA12 with no hone in it. It ain't got no hone in it. All right, I already got it on. All right, so look. All right, so I just want y'all to know it ain't had no hone in it. Look, it's on. Now I don't know if it's tuned. It should be. Old Music Man is pretty much keep their tune very well. So we're gonna see. Sounds good to me, actually. Music Man is that they are so funky. They are so funky. But this one has polyurethane on the neck. All right, Hootie, you people can't see stuff, so I'm going to ask you to move over here, bro. I know. Just look at me. Just look at me. Stand right there and look at me. You good? All right. He gonna stay over there, folks. He gonna stay over there and look at me. All right. Anyway, with these bases here, these bases had polyurethane on the neck. Absolutely made the sound of the bass to me. It took some of that crisp high end off. because this bass has a lot of high end and a lot of booty. And it knuckles. But what people didn't know is that Louis Johnson used flat wound. Are these the strings he used? I don't know. But these are rotor sounds. I got them from Sam Ash. And before they close their doors. All right, so I'm going to pull the camera a little closer in case you need to see exactly what I'm doing. All right, so let's do this. Come a little bit closer, 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 a little bit closer. It's crazy, right? That camera's crooked. A little bit closer, closer. I gotta sing while I'm off camera so y'all know I'm still here. All right, so I'm using rotor sounds. You can use any flash you want. I use rotor sounds. I use SITs. I like rotor sounds. They're kind of old school. Anyway, I got them from Sam Ash when they was open. I hate that store closed. Anyway, all right, so let's look at this again. This is my 76 Music Man Mocha. This is the Mocha. This is not a reissue. This is the real joint. It weighs like 2 tons. But the sound is incredible. All right, so now that I know that my strings are pretty much okay on these, I can save these for another project that I'm working on. And I need to string up real fast. That's what I use these for. All right, so let's pull this back a little bit more. You can see it. Oh, there you go. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do, well, let me tell you the things you're gonna need. You're gonna need one of these. That's a battery. You're gonna need one of these, a set of strings. For me, you're gonna need one of these. That's steel wool. 0, 0, 0, 0. You're going to need one of these. That is a brush. You're going to need one of these. It depends on what it is. Phillips screwdriver or flathead. You can use it to do both. This is a screwdriver. You're going to need one of these. This is a cutter. It cuts the strings. You're going to need, when I do mine, I always need one of these. Just in case. This is a fret fowler. I said a fret fowler. Fret fowler. Fowler. Did I say it right, Hootie? Fowler. It's a foul. It's a foul. This is a rocker. And we were like, what's a rocker? What the rocker do? I'm going to show you a little bit. You put it on your frets and you rock back and forth. If that fret rocks back and forth, it means that fret is too high. And you're going to need one of these. That's to save your fret. Now, if I had a rosewood neck, I particularly probably wouldn't use this because I want to clean the neck anyway. But because I have a maple neck and I'm using this, I got to use that. All right. Now, first thing, another thing you need. You're going to need one of these. And one of these. What is this? This goes on your tuners. This actually, if you can see it, goes on your tuner like this. And then your screwdriver thingy. It goes on this and it screws it off. Well, what it does is just makes things faster. Old school, you just twirl it, and twine it, and twine it. All right. And you're going to need one of these. I'll use the big one so you can see it. See that? That goes on the screwdriver. All right. First thing I want to use is one of these. Goes on like this. See how quick it was? Reverse it. Put it on your neck like this, and take your strings off. They loosen them up. See how they loosen it up? That saves your wrist too, y'all. Especially if you do this a lot. I do this every day. So I need my wrist to stay strong. Just holding this ain't hurt my wrist as much. But if I had to do it manually, by the end of the day, my wrist would be like, go soak me. All right, so I got them loose. Take them off. Normally to take them off, I usually straighten this back up as much as I can. If it's coming through the rear of your bridge, then it could scar up the back of your bridge. But all these strings here are going through the body. What does that mean, through the body? It means on the other side of the body, I'm going to show you. This string comes out here. See that? See it? That's through the body. When people say, your strings go through the body, you have to have these holes here to go through the body. And I just pull it right on through. See how easy that was? But if I didn't take that kink out a little bit, man, I'd be fighting like a champ. All right, so I'm going to do the next one the same way. Through the body. See it? There you go. All right, so let me unravel the ends. See how the end look? I'll be fighting to get that end through there, man. But if I just take a second or two and straighten it out, I'm good. Take a second or two, straighten it out, I'm good. Take a second or two, straighten it out, I'm good. Now I can pull all of them through there real quick like. Just push them right through. So I know you asked me, so woohoo! That was quick. So if they don't go through the body, where do they go through on the other side of the neck? Bridge. I'm gonna show you that too. So some bridge load from top through. Some bridge loads from back of the bridge through. I'm gonna show you both. Set this right here. Let's take this bridge right here. See this bridge? This is called a top loading bridge. Why do you call it a top loading bridge? Because at the top of that, right there on that corner, the strings just go right through and lay down. You can just pull. Let me show you how to do it. We're gonna learn something today, y'all. So to load this bridge, I just load it like this. Look. See that? That's a top loading bridge because I loaded it from the top. From the top. Now, what did that do? Well, it kind of makes it easier to load. Now, if I had a regular bridge, if I want to load this bridge regularly, I can't load this base, but I'm going to find you a bridge that I can load regularly. Watch, just hold on one second. Because we learned something today. Gotta go to my secret bat cave. Okay, I'm back. So, when they say a regular loading bridge, now, we see that in the back of this bridge, there's holes. And if you look at the top of this bridge, you got holes too. But those holes right there, the screws go through them to mount to the body. But to load this bridge, you have to load it from the back. See that right there? See that hole back there? Can you see it? I'm going to show you when the strings come through. See it? That would be a G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's about to come out. Yeah, it came out. I'll put it back later. Stop. So, so if you had strings to put on your strings would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. G, D, A, and E. All right? It will be sitting just like this on your bass. So your 1 string would be G, your 2 would be D, your 3 would be A, and then your 4 would be E. If you had a 5, the 5 would be B. And then if you had a 6, the 6 would sit over here. That would be C. Look, I'm glad I learned that. Woo! Because I didn't know. I mean, you know, I just started playing, so I didn't really know. But I'm glad he told me that. All right. Moving right along. What's the next thing I want to do on my bass? You know, and this will take a little time, but this is what I do. I have to find out if my frets, I can look and tell my frets are a little dull. They dull because I play on them. All right. Because my frets are dull, I got this to clean them. But first I need to rock them. And when I mean rock them, I mean take the 1, 2, 3. There is your frets. 1 fret, 2 fret, 3 fret. And this is enough to cover 3 frets. And so I lay it on my frets and I rock it. If I hear any noise, listen. You know what that means? That means that that fret is high right there. If I take it to the middle, I'm going to rock it all the way across. Watch this. Uh-huh. 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 That means that number 2 fret is too high. What am I going to do? I have to rock that fret down. I mean, I have to file that fret down. Now, this has 2 kinds of files on it. It has a large file for large frets and a smaller file for smaller frets. I just want to throw that in there. So I'm going to go to that number 2 fret and I'm going to file it down. You notice I use my guard because I don't want to scratch up this maple finish. I'm not doing it all hard. I'm just running it across until I think it's down. Here comes the brush. I'm going to rock it again. My rock is lighter now. I just keep filing it. Let's move all this stuff because I got to go way down, I think. So I need extra room back here. So let's take this all the way back so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right, so some people, let me overemphasize this. Some people will take this. That is masking tape. And normally what they do, if they don't have a file guard, they will take masking tape and put it right at that fret just to save that neck. All right. What that does is keep you from, if you slide off and hit that board, you're not gonna have a scar. The only thing about this is I've been doing this so long, I'm pretty good at it that I can actually do it without either one of these. But I want you to be careful. So I'm going to keep filing this fret down until I think I see metal. I see metal moving. Now, if you're not sure about something like this, don't do it. All right, so I got too much tape. So I need to take this much because I'm not filing over there. I keep this because I use this down the road. And I need to take this off because I'm not filing over there. So I keep this because I use this down the road. All right, so let's rock it again. I don't hear nothing. Just a little rock right here. I'm gonna put my guard back on. Rock that little part right there. All right. Brush it off because you don't want nothing up on top of the rock. I'll just clean this off too. It's not rocking. It's not rocking. So that tells me that fret is level with those 2 frets right there. Those 2 frets, the first and the third fret, That second fret is now level with the first and the third fret. That's what that tells me. All right. My job just begun. I'll keep doing this until I go all the way up my neck. Now, I'm not going to use tape all the way up because I don't want this video to be 85 minutes. So I'm going to make, now you go from your second fret, which is the fret you just leveled off, and you start there and rock the next. Nice. And the next one, little rock, little rock, little rock. All right. Normally, I'll put tape down. I'm not doing it because I want to get this done really quick so I can show you more stuff. Very quickly. I'm going to use the brush. I'll use my breath. Rock. Now, what I normally do a lot of times is I'll take and where the rock is, a felt pen. I'll mark it where it's rocking. That way you don't have to keep following the whole fret. You just follow the area that it needs to be rocked. That was rocking. Oh, one more thing I forgot to show y'all. Where did I put it? See these right here? I normally wear these. Why? Well, I do a lot of television spots. And I have to get my nails done. You can call it what you want. But I hate seeing musicians, keyboard players, horn players, bass players, take a camera shot from a television camera and your nails like you've been digging graves all day with your hands. So I normally keep gloves on my hand. It's safe because I may be using chemicals, but it's safe because, you keep your hand clean. And your queen likes your hands soft. All you guys with those, I call them old Carolina interstate hands with them rough roads. Yeah, you might want to get that checked, bro. You might want to get that checked before you draw blood. All right, so all I need to know is this part here rocking? One more time. It seems that the whole thing was changing now. As your bass stays in heat and temperature, as you keep it in room and temperature changes, your wood changes. This bass is not dead. It's living like you are. It drinks water, breathes air. It does all that. So if you got water in your room, it's very good for your bass. Whether it's in a case or not, it's still good for your bass. I normally, and I tell guys, I normally put a cup of water in my room where the basses are. So I keep my bass. Because the worst thing you want to do is see your neck start searching for water. Now, because my guard is a little higher than that fret, I'm going to have to go and do something different. I'm going to have to go into a small file. Once again, guys, if you're not sure of something, don't do it. Because instead of you making it better, you can end up making it really, really bad. Now, I'm going to show you what this is, too. I need to find my small file first. And once I find that, it's in my canister. All right. So, to me, when I got a fret that's a little too high, I don't want to keep gnawing on it. So I take my file and I kind of level it down a little bit. You notice I still got my guard on. I level my file. I level that fret down just a little bit because I don't want to sit there and keep burning metal. See? But you got to do it lightly though. Don't go crazy because once again, if you're not sure of something, don't do it. I have to round the top off because I just flattened this fret. So now I have to round it off. And that's what this thing does. It rounds your fret back off again. At the top, it puts a dome on it. All right. Now, we're going to leave this fret, go to the next fret. I got a rock here too. But my rock here is not as bad as the other rock. You notice what I'm doing? Everybody's like, I got to do this every time I change strings? No, you don't have to. But this is what I do. And why did I do it? Because I play very, very low. I don't detune. See, it's not rocking. I'm in A concert. I'm in E concert. I don't detune on to A, D, or E flat. But I play very low because I don't want to work. I'd rather for the bass to do work for me. All I want the bass to do is speak clearly and precisely. Just because I drop my strings low doesn't mean I'm getting the true action. I'm missing something out of the action of that string. I'm not. Because I may drop it low, but I have to bring it up enough where I can hear the tonation. Dropping strings really, really low is good. The other part is the string doesn't get its true tension. Those who have tone will know what I'm talking about. Those who are luthiers and repairmen know exactly what I'm talking about. Those of you who just play bass have no idea what I'm talking about. But it's cool. I just went to the next one. Woo! Keep going, baby. Keep going, baby. Keep going. Now, I put my finger right here. This is the last one I was at. Now I have to change from this side to this side. All right, so now I'm here now. Now, I have to change from this side to this side because my frets are getting closer. That's why I'm changing it. Stop. Baby doll. So basically I only had maybe 1, 2, 3 frets. That was a little bit too high. I'm good with that. Now, a lot of people will take this thing right here. It has 4 sides of different kinds of sandpaper. And this levels your fret off. You just rub it across your frets. If more than 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 is in the same row or a little high, I usually rub it across there. That's what this for. But that goes back in there. So I have used this, my guard. I use this, my file. I use another little small file because I didn't want to sit there and burn my fret. Mind you, when you file your frets, they get hot. Remember that. And I use my rocker. All this that I'm finished with now will go back into my bucket, except for my guard. And my tape can go back on the rack. All right, so. Oh yeah, I forgot you need breath too to blow stuff off. Or you can just, you can do the old fashioned way like this. Or you can do like this. If y'all won't look at it, I'll be like doing like this. Because I don't want to get on my clothes or nothing. Okay, y'all ain't looking, so I did that. All right, so my next thing is this. I go back to my guard. And I don't use the whole thing, y'all. You don't need to use the whole thing. I just cut a corner off. And the smallest corner I can. Set that back over there. That's actually almost too much for me. So I try to get it balled up. I try to get it smaller than what this is. Why? Because I don't want this stuff touching my fretboard. I just need it on the frets. Because all I'm doing right now is shining the frets up. That's all I'm doing. So I put the steel wool in a little ball. And I go back and forth on the frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can count as many times. I just do 6 or 7. 2, 3. You going like this though. Look, so I do what I want. No, but anyway, you can just, as many times you think it's when it starts shining, you can stop. All you want to do is cut that old dirt off of your frets or polish or whatever you use to, polish your fretboard, or a lot of times it's just dirt. A lot of people will take and spray, stuff like Windex or something like that on it. I used to do that. Here's the issue with that. If you use Windex or any kind of water, if you got a crack in your finish and that Windex or water get underneath your finish, it moves. It's still a crack in the finish because it's underneath the finish, so it travels. Water will travel. I don't care if you want it to travel or not. It's going to find its place to wherever we want to go. And you can't stop it. Unless you don't put it on. The only way you can stop it is not put it on the board. That's what I'm saying. But that's just me. So y'all see my t-shirts behind me? You see my Shada Kaka t-shirt? You can get one of them too. All you got to do is hit me up on thejohnnyleelong.com. You can get any one of these t-shirts. Baseway, the Funk, Shada Kaka. You see that one? Shada Kaka. And you can get the Hobo Depot custom base shop, like the one I'm wearing. Just, go to the site and put your size in and pay the money. All right, so the frets done went, they got buffed, they got polished, they got filed and leveled. And this is what they look like. See how shiny they are? See them? Yeah. All right, so I know that the fretboard is like really shiny. Now, what I could normally do, I'm not gonna take a lot of time, is I may get a little bit of cut. And when I say cut, that means this. This is car cut, but this is diamond cut. And diamond cut is so very, 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 very polishing high. It's a polishing cut compound. It's very, very crystallized, but it's very, very thin. I'll take that and put a couple dabs on it and take my cloth and keep wiping it until it just bring the brilliance out of my base while I got it off. Now, But because my neck is so shiny, you're so shiny already. It's so shiny already. All I gotta do is wipe it. Look at it. Woo-hoo-hoo! You go, girl. You go, girl. Even my base is shiny. Because I take time. Listen, if this thing is making money for you, I don't care if you got 1 or 100. If it's making money for you and bringing money in your household, you take care of that thing because it's going to take care of you. You don't take care of your base, it's going to show. It's going to show on the gig. And a lot of times you get on the gig and your stuff ain't right, your band leader, he's going to notice it. You know, there's a lot of people, you know, they watch and see what kind of bass you bring in and what kind you got and how it sounds and stuff like that. Me, personally, I play whatever I feel. You know, names are good. You know, quality of basses are a must for me. It's a must. They must work. That's what I'm saying. The quality of the bass, it must work. I don't care where I'm going or what bass I have in my hand. It must work. That's all it is for me. It must work. So while I got my strings off, I'm going to actually wipe down the bass, you know, because there's areas you won't be able to get to with the strings on it. So what I'll do pretty much is wipe it down. Now I go to get me a cloth, but this ain't a cloth, you know, guys. This is just a piece of towel, a clean towel. A lot of times, you know what I do? You're not gonna believe this. When basses come in, a lot of times I have to disinfect them. You notice I need to put a lot of. This is Windex. On this pickup here is white, so my hands get on the pickup and it turns it black. I don't want it black, so while I got it off, I clean it. Now, if Windex doesn't clean it like I think it should, because we're talking metal and dirt and skin. And for those who don't wash their hands, everything else. All right. So now, see, that pickup looks a lot cleaner, right? And the bass is shiny. I ain't did the back yet. I'll do that once I get everything off. So while I got everything off, I got a tendency to wipe everything down. I wipe my tuning keys. You know, you just take a little bit of Windex and just, you know, try to get, unless they like super nasty. If they super nasty, I normally take them off. But that's me, y'all. I'll take them off and clean them. Completely disassemble them. I said disassemble them. That's not a word, y'all. Disassemble. I said disassemble them. You know what that is? That's Carolina talk. You know I'm from North Carolina. Disassemble them. All right. So now that I got everything off, my next move is what? Absolutely. My next move is strings. Once again, ask me why I'm putting these strings on. Well, I didn't need to put them on because the ones I had on it was cool and probably would have lasted me another gig. Maybe 2 gigs, maybe 3. If I played the bass all the time, maybe another 2 more gigs. All right. We got color codes here. Now, let's talk about the strings. Sometimes strings, I'm going to show it to you. On the end of the strings, on the balls, they have different colors. Like this one has red and white. See that? And this one has orange and blue. Can you see that? Orange and blue, red and white. On the package, it'll tell you G is orange, white is D, A is blue, and E is red. That red sure look like orange, but anyway, I'm just saying. Now, on most packages, you'll see that. But another thing too, guys, is that a lot of packages will say first string, second string, third string, fourth string. First string is always your smallest string. That would be your G string right there. And if you match them up to the next string that's close to it, that would be your D string. If you match that up to the next string that's close to the D string, that would be your A string. And then, of course, the thickest and fattest one would be your E string. And then one thicker and fatter than this will be your B string. And then one thinner and thinner than that will be your C string. And then I don't go past that because it's just ridiculous. After that, it's almost like it's a bass, but okay. Anyway, that's another story, another day. All right, so let's take our strings, and we're gonna open up the smallest string. We're gonna go to our package again, and we're gonna see what color is that smallest string. The G string is actually dark red. We'll open it up. On this particular bass, y'all, I'm going to run my first string through. Once I unravel it. All right, there you go. Now, I'm going to check and see how long the string is. I got to do that. Why? Because I have a neck through bass. I said neck through, y'all. I have a body through bass. So I have to go to the regular top setting and see if my strings go past that nut. If that string don't go past that nut and that red part hit that nut, I can't body load it. You know what I'm saying? So I have to check it before I even put them on. So I have to make it. What's this? Oh, so if it was this is only for body loading. If it was top loaded, I'd be fine. So I got to take my E string and do the same thing. I'm going to load it from the top. I know I have almost 3/4 of an inch left, but my body takes more than that. So I have to check it. So I'm going to run it through my body. Okay. I'll pull it tight. I'm going to run it across the top. That gives me just enough string to work. So now that I know that works, what's the first thing I'm gonna do? The next thing I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna go to the end of that string. I'm gonna pull it tight again to make sure it's all the way up in the joints. I said joints. That was funny to me. All right, so I'm gonna go where my saddle is. I'm gonna bend it over. Or I ain't even gotta do that. I can just find out where the saddle is, pull that string back, and then put a crease in it. Right there, over the saddle. Now, I know that string is going to curve over the saddle, but it's going to curve down. So, how long should I have my string over my tuners? On the first string, I normally go to about 3. I can go to 3. I can actually go to the end of the neck and be safe. All right? So let me find my clippers. These are clippers. Some people call them pliers. The North Carolinians call them plies. You gotta know plies? I said plies. You got some what? I need some plies. Bring me some plies. All right, so I normally go to, this is the first tuner, second tuner. I'll do the third tuner and maybe a little bit more. Just to give me a good thickening of a bite. I'll take the loose and I put it in the trash can. Because if it's laying around and you step on it, it is not going to be friendly. All right, so now I wrap it around. I ain't worried about it coming out of this because it's through the body. Now, if it wasn't through the body, I would have to, if it was top loaded, I would have to get me a piece of tape and run a piece of tape across the top of it. All right, or put something over it so it wouldn't pop back out. Or you can hold the string up like this while you tighten it up. On this, I can just take an even kick. So I'm gonna hold it down here at the nut. The nut. I'm gonna tighten it. La 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 la. Listen, I'm going to hold it right at the tuner because I want the string to stay at the bottom. I wanted to wind from the bottom so all the extra string will come up. Okay? That's why I got my finger here. So the wind from the bottom and all the extra string will go up the pole. Get it? Now look how... Woo! 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 Shut up, Kaka! Baby dog. That is... if an ant had to crawl under that, he would scar his back up. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about a baby ant. All right, so now we're going to go with the with the with the G string. Oh yeah, baby. Pull it tight in the jump. I said the jumps. Pull it tight in the jumps. Make it so tight. Run it over your bridge. Find out where it is, and then put a crease right in it. Now on my D string, on my G string, I normally don't cut that much off, man. I'll run it all the way to the end of the headstock, and then I cut it after that. So a lot of people won't even cut strings at all. They'll wind them until they got 100 pounds of string around the nut. Around the top of the string gauge thingy. All right, so I'm gonna get my trusted drill thing. I'm gonna do it again. Uh-oh, wrong way. Make sure you learn which way your drill goes. Don't forget, I got my finger right there at the bottom of it, so it'll wind up. See? And it's so neat looking too. And of course, my strings are laying right in the groove, right over the poles. Now I'm gonna go with my D string, because it was the closest thing to me. And I'm gonna run my D string through also. A lot of times, it depends on the string and depends on the length of your bass. You can only wind possibly D and G. If it's a 4-string, if it's a 5-string, it'll be D, A, D, and G. Why did I say that? Because of the length of, it could be 30-40 scale, 35-inch scale. And the strings are not made for that. So you have to top load the B, the E, and the A. A lot of times. They won't go through the body. Because they're not made for that. Put that joint up in the jumps. And then find out where it creases over the saddle. Put a little crease in it. Yeah. Now, on the D string, I don't cut it. I don't cut the D. Because it's just enough meat to do what you got to do. I say the meat. Just enough meat. I'm holding my finger down there at the bottom so the wind from the bottom so they go up. Okay, now I got to watch what I'm doing. Look. You have to keep a watch on where you're winding and your bridge and your neck. Especially if you got it on a ramp. This is called a ramp. Before I got this ramp, I was using like toilet rolls. Look, you laugh, but it worked. Y'all better be creative. If you ain't got the money, you gotta be creative. I know people at home going, did you say toilet rolls? Yes, I did. I had finished toilet roll. Works for me every time, bro. You can use it in other things too. I don't have to say that, but anyway. So I'm gonna run my now I'm gonna run the A string. Come on up in that jumps. Pull it tight. Ain't hurt nothing. Pull it tight. So on my A string, I normally maybe cut off like an inch. That's it. Sometimes I probably don't cut it off at all. This goes in the trash. You don't know how dangerous these things are until they stick in your arm and your hand and your fingers. I was on a tour bus in Europe and I dropped one of these. I dropped a G-string and I reached down to pick it up underneath the seat, not looking. When I came back out, it was halfway through my hand. Okay, I didn't mean to gross a lot of y'all out, but whew, it hurt. All right, so put this down, wind it around, and here we go. Y'all learn anything? Because I'm learning some stuff. Woo! Wee doggy. All right, so on this particular base, I have a tree. And you're like, well, what is a tree? This is a tree. That is a string tree. That little thing right there is called a string tree. All right, I had to make sure that my string tree is good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull this tight. Tighter than what it's supposed to be. See? You know, you hear that pop? That means that it's settling. I'm going to pull it tighter than what it's supposed to be. You hear it pop again? It's settling. Whatever's back there that wasn't settled, it's going to be settled now. Either that string is going to pop or it's going to stretch. Anything you pull will stretch, including muscle. So I'm going to leave it tight like this. This is really tight. You know, way past the tuning. And I'm going to let it sit like that while I do this. Flip it over. And then I want to take and change over back to my Phillips screwdriver. I'm going to go in the back of my base. I'm going to take the battery compartment. This is the battery compartment. All right, so I got it open. Set everything where I can find it. Now, I have this other little instrument. It is called a battery tester. See that? You get it from Amazon like a couple bucks. I'm going to snatch my battery out. While I'm snatching my battery out, now check this out. I'm going to check my wires and see if they pinched. I want to also, because this is a 76, they came with the paper wrap kind of plug-ins. So I got to really check that and see if it's loose and see if it's frail. It looks pretty good. While I got my battery out, I'm going to check my battery. The positive goes on the little one and the negative goes on the thick one. The positive is the little one, the negative is the thick one. So test my battery. Woo! That's one thing about an old Music Man, boy. And another thing is, it lets you know that your preamp is in great shape when your battery goes all the way to the top. And it's been in here for a while. Now, while I got it off, I see a little wax build up. I'm gonna take that off. And while I'm doing that, I can see the finished cracks in this base. I love that. Might as well wipe it off where I got it off. Woo, I gotta turn back. All right, so now I got the battery. I tested the battery. I can wipe this off a little bit. It's already shiny, but set it back down. Get my screws. Put my screws back in. Now, while I got this turned around, and I got my screwdriver thingy, my electric screwdriver thingy. You know what else I'm gonna do while I'm back here? I'm gonna check my my neck joints. See? Woo, I want to hit a little spin on it. While I'm still back here, I'm going to check all the screws that's in my tuning keys. I'm doing all this while I got my base down. All right, so I need a smaller screwdriver. Oh, I know what I did with that. Watch this. Here. Now, I see I'm missing one screw right there. So I go to my screw box. My screw box. I got a screw box, y'all. I go to my screw box. And on my screw box, I have it labeled tuner keys or tuner screws. And I find one just like what's in there, because I don't want to put anything different, because it could be too long. Some people, you know, they're all about, oh, everything has to match. Okay. Some people are like that, and you can't be mad at them. So before I put that in, I go and put a little shine on it. All I did is scrape it across my cloth. And I take my little screwdriver thingy. I have to go to the smaller one. And then I... Woo! That was quick. And there you have it. All right. So I check my tuning keys. All the screws look like they down. Maybe one or two like they kind of up. See? Any ones that look like they up a little, you screw them back down. But you got the right screwdriver to do it. It ain't got a lot of pressure on it. You got to weaken. All right. So while I'm back here, now I go back to my longer one. Well, first thing I need to do is get this out of the way, because if I hit it, they're going to be all over the floor. And I don't want to be picking stuff up. What's up, Hootie? Sup. All right, so I'm going to go back to my longer Phillips screwdriver. And I mean, you ain't got to have this, folks. You know, I got screwdrivers in the back there that fits everything. So while I got it down, though, I just go, see, now that don't fit. So what should I do? I go back here to where my screwdrivers are, hanging on the wall. And I take my screwdriver and pop it in there. And see, that's tight. And I know I can do this one the same way. I'm checking everything, folks. Just like you check the oil on your car, check the oil and the water on your car. You check the same thing with these two. Now, I'm going back to the front, because everything in the back is cool. So I'm going back to the front. This doesn't have, when you get through something, put it back. I'm not really always good at that, but I'm getting better. All right, so I know this doesn't have screws in the bridge, so I have to find a key. Well, I knew that was wrong already. And I have to find a key that actually fits it. Man, I'm pretty good. And this key, this bridge, particular bridge, locks down from two of the nuts. That's it. Normally you have screw here, screw here, screw here, screw here. But with this 76, Leo only used two big nuts. And all you got to do is just make sure your Allen wrench fits that hole, because you don't want to route this out. And just, you know, yep, I heard it bite. I normally just hear it bite. Yep. And that's done for the bridge. Now I done got this done. I got this done. I may want to check real quick, like my string tree. Make sure that's locked down correctly. Yep, see? Hit one turn. Now I go back to where my control panel is, and I check my control panel. Okay, everything looks tight. Every screw tight. Tight, tight, tight. Check this out. Now I got to go back to my Allen wrenches. And I have to find the Allen wrench that fits. Well, that don't take Allen wrench. That takes a screwdriver. Some control knobs takes a flathead screwdriver, and then some of them takes an Allen wrench. This one particular one takes a flathead screwdriver. So I got to check it, because what you don't want to do be playing and your control knob falls off. So while I got my bass in my hand and I'm doing all this stuff to it, I might as well check the control knobs, make sure they're tight. I don't want them falling off. Just put a little snug on them. And the last but not least thing to do, this is gonna freak you out, because not everybody, look, somebody, well, anybody, normally checks this. This is gonna freak you out. All right, so let me go to my drawer and get my Super Duper. What is this on my screen?